Hey guys, it's Russ from russhowpti.com. In today's video we're going to focus on keeping an open mind with your training. This is something which not only affects gym enthusiasts but also affects, I nearly said infects there, it's not that bad, it affects instructors themselves as well. Okay, I've seen this a lot. Basically what I've always said, once you close your mind, once you start thinking you know everything, that's when you drop the ball. Okay, all the best teachers, the best trainers in the world will admit that there is nobody in the world who knows everything, okay, about any subject. There's nobody out there who knows everything, because you can constantly develop, particularly with something like your training, because you know, when we're dealing with the human body, it's the most complex machine known to man. We've been studying it for hundreds, if not thousands of years, and we still don't know everything about how it works. So for someone to say they know everything, it just shows how ridiculous that is, right? But as an instructor, the type of guy that I hate when they come into my gym, I hate having sessions with people who are coming in and asking you for advice, but then when you try giving them advice, they act like, you know, they already know all the answers, and it's like, well, you know, why do you need an instructor? Why do you need a trainer if you're saying you know everything already? You don't just want to take people's money, you want to actually help them. So yeah, keeping an open mind about different approaches to training. The way this affects trainers too, okay, it's not just guys that use their body, it's guys that teach others, you know, how to use their body in the gym. And what it'll do is it tends to be people who've been in the industry for a very long time. Their training programs get a little bit stuck in a rut. You start giving people the same programs with, you know, every single time you're going through the motions. It happens, I guess, in any job, right? And they also suddenly start passing off their own opinions as if they were facts. You know, what's personally worked for them doesn't mean it's a fact, it just means it worked for that person. But because they've been, you know, doing their own thing for such a long time, they start saying, you know, I'm right, you're wrong, that sort of thing. And when they do that, that's when they start alienating themselves from people, from clients, and from other gym users. You know, you don't want to go and ask a guy who's going to tell you, no, you're wrong, I'm right. And a good example could be seen in myself. Okay, when I'm in the gym as an instructor, the various places that I've been instructing people on their fitness, I found that in a few situations, egos have clashed. As the new guy, I would sort of just take a back seat and just watch these guys just, you know, shoot each other down. It's, you know, funny in a way for me, because you'd have guys that have been doing it for years, and one would be saying, for example, how many times have you said, go to a gym instructor, they tell you something totally different to what the last instructor told you, right? If you say, I want to lose weight, one guy will say, okay, you want to forget about weights and, you know, focus on cardio. And then if you ask another guy, they'll say, no, if you're doing all that cardio, you're going to just be burning muscle, you want to focus on weights. The truth is, if you want to get the best results, you need to actually combine those two approaches. They're both good, but you get the best results when you combine it. It's like, you know, you had the guy who liked bread and the guy who liked cheese, but the only guy we really remember is the guy who combined the two and made something truly revolutionary, right? There is no, you're right, I'm wrong. And the second you start thinking that, you become that guy in your gym that nobody wants to talk to. I'm sure there's always one guy that thinks he knows better than everybody else. Whether his results dictate that or not, he's gonna talk to you for hours on end about how everything you believe is wrong, and he's done everything bigger and better than you. Don't become that guy, honestly, he's a dick. And in this video I just wanted to get across, you know, that anyone that knows what they're doing will tell you, the second you start thinking, you get a bit cocky and you think, I can stop learning, you know, I know everything. That's when you stop learning. That's when you don't grow anymore, and people will overtake you. You'll get left behind, and you become a worse person for it. Honestly, you become an asshole. Even say, who's considered the best martial artist of all time? Bruce Lee. Anyone that's studied Bruce's work will say that even though we consider him the best of all time at what he did, he didn't. He would not say, you know, I know everything better than you. Mine works, yours doesn't. No, he would go around and look at other people's systems and say, you know what you're doing here works a little bit more effectively than what I'm doing. And then he would go look at what someone else was doing, a different style of martial art, and he would take a little piece from every one and build something himself that he thought, you know, this is far more effective than all of those. And he would keep doing that. He would say, you know, there is no perfect form to my system. It's going to keep on developing. You have to keep developing it. You know, he didn't even want to give it a name because he thought people might just follow his steps, whereas he wanted people to actually develop it and get it better. And that's what I'm trying to get across in this video. You never become so knowledgeable about something that you stop learning. The second you do, is when it all just falls apart for you. A lot of getting results out of the gym is mental, and that's one of them. You know, you get those guys that come into the gym with that look on their face like, I've just read a muscle building magazine, so I know everything, get out of my way. And you can't help them. You know, it doesn't really bother me, but it does when they ask you for help and then you give them your answer and it's not what they wanted to hear. So they give you a big speech about how such and such said this, and so, you know what, it's a game of opinion. Again, you take the facts, deal with the facts. Just don't try and pass opinions as facts, because they're not. Thanks a lot for watching this video. Bye bye.